VR can help us by letting us walk through molecules, travel to a foreign country, potty train, walk through a physics problem, walk through history or time travel, be a plant and go through a cycle of life, sex, education. A VR dressing room. You can be the art, be the painting, be the sculpture, be the brush. Be a part of a choir or an orchestra. Dance anywhere in the world. Ski or do another sport without fear. Test out kindergarten. A group favorite, diagram sentences. Landscape or make sandcastles, driver's ed, play a favorite game in virtual reality, try on different careers from surgery to plumbing, and I'm not sure there's a difference, training or simulation, celestial navigation, and Montessori ABCs.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, group over here. If you guys have a group name, that's okay. Next. Joe?
We chose desensitizing kids to certain phobias, visiting non-accessible areas, experience or producing empathy within children. Some of the other ones were mentioned, using it to unleash creativity, motor planning, sequencing, testing products, by exploring them and then getting feedback, extreme sports, surgery and what happens to you going up to the point of going into surgery, exploring dangerous animals, public speaking skills, social anxiety, emotions and socialization. And then when choosing your own adventure, turn one way, a choice is made, turn another way, another choice is made in the game, and also for the training of firemen, policemen, or bomb training.
Excellent.
Hi. So there were so many of those were repeated in ours, so I'm just going to skip to a category that was just touched on, but was kind of the main thing, which was talking about sensory motor kind of things. So in hospitalized children dealing with pain, phobias, as was already mentioned, post-traumatic stress, so phobias like cats or spiders. And then this other one was, which was apparently already applied, is for disabled children. There was this where you have a child flying on a magic carpet and being able to experience freedom of motion.
Excellent.
Hi there, I'm Scott Traylor. I'm going to represent the Spud Pals. I'm not sure if I heard Walking on the Moon, being a ghost, walking around in other worlds, empathy building, alternative perspective taking, walking in another person's shoes, yeah, that may have probably been said, gaining abilities in the context of disabilities, experiencing superpowers, skydiving, just being Ant-Man, traveling through the human body, beating the crap out of your brother.
That's a new one.
Teaching physics through your godlike powers, switching roles with an actor in a play in a first-person way. Thank you.
Our group covered a lot of the same topics. Again, it could be a great tool for simulating training or creating a way to immerse into a historical experience like in the past. But I think there would be a lot of opportunity to sort of bridge the gap between the actual world and the virtual world, and that you could imagine a lot of physical activity being done through VR. Like you could have like live action Minecraft, for example, where you just pretty actually running around physically in the world. And then you could scale that down and even have like an Ant-Man. You could imagine sort of walking around like a flower garden, but at an ant size, and really getting into the microscopic elements of science.
Thank you.
I will get up here faster, because most of the ideas are already shared. We just started at the end talking about kids as producers of virtual reality experiences, so Minecraft, but taking it up a notch, perhaps. We also talked about either preparing for or escaping from a scary experience, like getting an MRI. Being able to tour, immigrants being able to tour their home countries if they're not able to get back there, or kids learning about their heritage, experiencing things as somebody else, or experiencing things in a safe way that they wouldn't be able to otherwise, like going inside a volcano.
Great.
Again, most of the great ideas already taken. Thank you. Polar expedition is one. We have an Apple person who has a fear of the dentist and thinks that would be interesting. Orthodontist as well, equally as bad. We really like the idea of giving kids the opportunity to do really stupid things that are bad for them without actually...
Dumb ways to die at.
Yeah, dumb ways to die, there you go. Minecraft, collaborative, social, team things. We talked about censored gloves and socks, which I know are in development. Digital apprenticeships, inserting yourselves into famous films, training for sports, and observing famous people, historical figures, overcoming fear. There you go.
So let's see, there's something new we have. So in the broad buckets, I was making far away near. So whether you're traveling to a faraway land or going back in history and seeing that, or making inaccessible accessible. So for example, you want to do deep sea diving, or jump off a cliff, or go places where you can't otherwise go, travel to Mars. But in space, you can also bend the laws of physics. For example, what if the speed of light was the same as the speed of sound? What would that world look like? And that certainly helps you possibly understand things a lot differently, a lot better. Then a lot about community and collaboration. So you can build things together with people that are far away from you, or build something that's shared back with the world. You can use this to build empathy. So you can put yourself in the shoes of someone who you otherwise wouldn't be able to. In a refugee in Syria or some other place, and it certainly helps you look at the world very differently from the eyes of that person. Put yourself in extreme situations that you wouldn't otherwise find yourself in. So for example, get into a car wreck and just walk away from it, and what would that be like, and what happens to people who have gone through them, so it builds empathy towards them as well. So trauma therapy in the same way as well. That's it.
So over in Scenic Kid, did I get everybody? David, do you have comments about any of this?
Well, I wanted to add being Mark Schwick.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, one is, David is working with sports leagues now about creating VR apps with the 360 headset, the GoPros that go all around your head, so that you can be in the middle of your team, your favorite team. You can be on the sideline with them. You can be, people have used it as well for rock concerts and things like that, where you can be on stage with Springsteen. When you were talking at the beginning about VR experiences, I am way too, I should not be the one talking about this because I'm way too susceptible to VR. I was telling Claire over lunch that at Cinekid once I did a VR experience where you're riding a stationary bicycle. You're seeing in the headset a neighborhood, just a long straight street with houses on either side go by, and they had it tied to a connect so that you're throwing newspapers trying to get them onto the porch of the houses going by, and I kept missing, so somebody off the stage was yelling at me, now, to get me to throw it on time. And all I could do was think, how are they keeping up with me? I'm on a bicycle.
So this is last year we did Birdly, and in an exhibit that costs about as much as a car, but it has a $10 fan blowing on your face, and so it's like it's virtual reality with real reality mixed, and you actually have a sensation of flying. Thank you for that, guys. I think that we've proven with David's help that there's a lot here.